It's time to get the groceries, and I'm not in the mood. Let me turn this camera around and show you the groceries I got at the store today. We'll talk a little bit about what we're going to eat. Then I'm going to share a couple of money-saving tips with you and catch up on what's going on around here. I spent $61.95 pre-tax, and I got some good deals. I'll tell you what I got. Got some cilantro for 29 cents. I had a loaded coupon for 50 cents off, I think. And these tomatoes were $2.35, and the croutons were $1.79. These peaches were on sale for 99 cents a pound, so 4 peaches was $1.63. 2 packages of sausage, which is $3.69. Package of biscuits for $1.89. There's hardly anything you can eat that is more unhealthy than biscuits, except maybe processed cheese. And I did get this package of queso for $5.99, 3 bananas for 58 cents. Couldn't pass on the cherries because the cherries were on sale for $2.99 a pound, so these were $7, but you only get fresh cherries limited amounts of time during the year. Caesar dressing, $3.89, a watermelon for $3.99, some petite grape tomatoes for $1.99. I went ahead and stocked up on a little bit of dishwashing liquid. It was on sale for $1.49. You could buy up to 5, but you know, that's almost a year's worth. Then this bread was 50% off, so it was $1.74. Found some walnuts on clearance for $4.05. And then anything in the red nut bag is 99 cents. So I got all of this ginger for 99 cents. A pineapple for 99 cents. These are normally about $2.99 each. A little bit of zucchini. This dip, which I've never had, so we'll try it. Jalapeno and bacon cream cheese dip. And a Caesar salad for $2.02, and another little salad for $1.52. And then I got 2 lasagnas. These were family-sized chicken Florentine lasagna. I don't know how much they cost originally. I'm assuming they're not going to carry these anymore because they're not expired. They don't expire until October 27th, 24. And we're having one for lunch today, and then one I'm going to stick in the freezer. Didn't want to buy more than 2 because I've never had it. Didn't know if I liked it. I mean, if you can feed yourself 2 people for less than $2.50, you're doing pretty good. So I think for lunch we're going to have this lasagna and some bread, maybe a Caesar salad. And tonight we're having nachos. And in the morning we're having biscuits and gravy. And I have all the stuff I need for the week. We are leaving Thursday, just in a couple of days, to go down to Branson. And so I didn't need a lot, but I needed just a little bit. And I think I've got plenty. This is jalapeno and bacon cream cheese dip. And I just got to try it because I've never had this before. That's really good. I like it. I like it a lot. No, I did not double dip. I paid $5.99 for this on sale. And I know I'm old, I'm 60. But the cheapest I can remember Velveeta being is $1.99. So in my lifetime, it's gone from like $1.99 to $8.29 is the regular price now. That's really ridiculous. We had Cuban corn on the cob last night at our family dinner, and these are the leftovers. So the best way to save money is to eat all your leftovers. So today I'm making a little corn salad to go with dinner. I wanted to use up all my leftovers, so I cut the corn on the cob that was left over from last night off the cob, added a little bit of butter and cilantro, and a little bit of this jalapeno and bacon cream cheese dip. And I'm going to top it with a little bit of this cheese and spices. That looks really tasty. Good use of leftovers. So guys, I want to share a couple of more money-saving tips. And one's kind of inspired by what happened in my life last night. Last night we had all our kids and my mom and a couple of friends over for dinner. And it was a potluck. Everybody brought a different dish, and we held it out at the picnic tables out by our pool. And it just ended up being simple and easy. No one had to spend a ton of money. I provided corn on the cob, and the corn was about $9. And then even if you throw in the butter and the different fixings I had for the corn, because it was Cuban corn, it still probably wasn't more than $12 or $13. So if everyone provides a dish that's, $10, then you end up with a fabulous meal, and you get to try everyone's dishes and have some association time together. And it doesn't cost anyone a lot, and it's not a lot of work for anyone. So the tip is, why not host a potluck at your house and have your friends and family each bring over a dish instead of eating out? Because eating out is so expensive, and I didn't even realize how much John Wayne and I spent eating out until COVID. Because during COVID, we went 2.5 years without eating out even once, not even takeout. And when I tell people that, they're like, what? Not even takeout? And I'm like, nope, not even takeout. And we saved so much money. It was incredible. We couldn't believe it. And kind of kept that up. I mean, we occasionally eat out now, but not a lot. And what I prefer to do is just have potlucks at my house. And it's easy. And if you don't want to do it at your house, if that seems like too intimidating or too much work to get your house all cleaned up or mow your yard, or whatever you got to do, why not just go to a park? Hey, let's all meet at the park and bring a dish and have a meal. And it's just as fun, even more fun really, than eating out, because you can spend all the time you want. You don't have someone hovering over you, trying to get you to eat faster so they can clear up that table and get another person in there. You don't have to tip anyone. And you still get the experience of eating out. And then I want to show you what we do. It's an old camping hack. It's an easy way to have water available to wash your hands. And all it takes is an empty container and a little bit of soap and water, and I'm going to show you here in just a second. Now, this is a hack I use all the time. I save either like the big containers like this of Tide or fabric softener, and when they're empty, I just rinse them out, and you can fill them with water and keep it for spare water. Now, what we use it for is out at the pool. So people can, oftentimes we eat at the picnic tables out at the pool. And so this is great. We have one container with soapy water and one container of clear water. It makes it real easy for the kids to wash their hands. And I usually keep it in the garage too. So anytime we're out there working on a kid project and they need to wash their hands, I've got water in the garage in order for them to wash their hands. It's an old camping hack. We used to take these camping to have to wash our hands. I would not want to use this water to drink because it's had soap in it, but it works really good for cleaning. And I usually keep a couple of these full out in the garage just in case we lose water, because out here in the country, sometimes we lose our water, and it's good to have a little bit of spare water just to be able to wash. And then the third tip I had is a cleaning hack. I go to Goodwill. I love Goodwill, and I buy a lot of clothing there. And oftentimes that clothing will have a stain on it. And I'll think, well, someone got rid of this really great piece of clothing because they did not know how to get stains out. And so many stains are very, very easy to get out. And what I use, just 2 ingredients. Hydrogen peroxide and Dawn. And what I do is I combine them in a spray bottle. This is a little spray bottle that hydrogen peroxide originally came in. And you should really do about 1 part Dawn to 2 parts hydrogen peroxide. But to be honest, I usually don't measure it. I just pour in the hydrogen peroxide, put in the Dawn, and spray it on the stain. And even stains like blood or grape juice, things like that, this will usually take out. But spray it on and let it sit for like 10 to 20 minutes before you wash it. And if it's a stubborn stain, you can use a toothbrush to kind of scrub it in. And it works really, really great on stains. And this is also what I use to clean my toilets. Hydrogen peroxide and Dawn in a spray bottle. And I don't buy a ton of different cleaners. You know, these big companies, they want you to buy 10 different products. You have to have a certain product to clean the shower. You have to have a certain product to clean the counter. You have to have a certain product to clean stains. You have to have a certain product. It goes on and on and on. And then you end up with a shelf of 15 or 20 different expensive cleaning products, and you do not need them. I mean, you see what I buy at the grocery store. And I rarely go to Walmart or Target. I just buy everything at the grocery store. That saves me money too, because if I go in a Walmart or a Target, I'm walking out of there with way more than what I needed. And I know myself. And if you know yourself, if you're like that too, then it's a gamble when you go in that type of store, because you go in for 3 things and you'll walk out with 20. And so I make what I can here at home in order to save money. And cleaning products are really simple to make. So you probably have been wondering how I'm doing on my side hustles. If you watch my channel, you know I buy stuff at Goodwill and resell it at these upscale thrift stores. I call them, consignment shop kind of places. And I usually go on Wednesdays when a certain color tag will be $1.79. And if I can find something that has its tags on it and is a high-end brand, I can usually take it to one of 2 shops here in town and resell them. And I get, I think it's a 50-50 split at one and 60-40 at the other. So if I buy something at Goodwill for $1.79, because I never risk buying anything real expensive, and I take it to one of these stores and they sell it for $30, then I'm gonna get $15 and minus my $1.79. And if I can sell 6, 7, 8 things a month, I end up making $100 or so. Well, last month in June, I made $95 doing that. Now that's not a ton of money, I get it. But also there was about 0 effort that went into making that $95, because I'm going to Goodwill anyway. I love Goodwill. That's my entertainment, cheap entertainment for me. And all I'm going to do is pick those items up, clip off the Goodwill tag, and drop them off at those stores about once a month. And I'll have maybe 5 or 6 items. And sometimes those items, one store will kind of leave them there indefinitely because it's a fancy wedding dress store. But the other store, they'll only keep them about 4 months, and they kind of progressively mark them down. So if they don't sell in the first month or 2, I'm generally only going to make $5 or $6. But if you're selling 10 items a month, you're still making a little bit of money for very little effort. And that's my play money. I don't need that money. But if I did need it, that's my water bill. That's my internet bill. That's my 1 week of groceries almost. And so, as I've often said, when we were really, really struggling when we were younger, oftentimes we weren't off by a ton. We just needed a little tiny bit of money to make it. And that little $100 would have been enough to help us out. And so I share that with people, because you may think of it as just not worth it because it's such a small amount of money. But sometimes a small amount of money will save you. And this in particular is super easy. So it doesn't take much effort at all, because I'm lazy. Then the second thing, I guess I'm going to call YouTube a side hustle now, since I'm starting to make a little tiny bit of money on my YouTube channel. It's not very much. So if you're thinking you're going to throw up a YouTube channel and make a ton of money, think again. Because it took me about 2 years before I got monetized. And now that I got monetized about mid-May, or 3rd week of May, somewhere in there. I know we were on vacation down in Tennessee when I finally tipped it over and started earning. So in the last week of May through now, so a little over 2 months, I've made about $97. And I kind of figured it would be 50 to 100 a month. It's not been quite that. It's probably closer to 40, 45 a month is what I've made. But as John Wayne told me when I was a little bit down, he said, yeah, but that's probably going to be your lowest month ever. Because as you grow your channel, you're going to make more and more every month. So for every subscriber I get, it's probably just going to keep inching up a little bit every month. And if I'm making 40, 45 a month now, a year from now, I might be making 100 or 200 a month. I don't know. YouTube is not a get-rich-quick scheme. But I am going to tell you about a side hustle I heard about. And I heard about it online. I don't remember where. But I thought it was the most brilliant side hustle I had ever heard of. And if I was younger, I would do this. And if I had thought of it when I was younger, I definitely would have done it. So this guy was saying every, whatever his trash day was, let's say it's Wednesday, every Wednesday when he was putting out his trash and leaving early in the morning, he would notice that a bunch of his neighbors, as he drove out of his neighborhood, had forgotten to put their trash out or were running to put their trash out before the trash guys came. And he's like, they'd be all dressed up with their coffee and trying to wheel out the container, and you could tell they were stressed out. And, you could tell a lot of people just forgot to put the trash out. And so he thought, I wonder how much people would pay to have someone take their trash out every week. And so he went around to every house in his neighborhood, and I think he said there were about 300. And he said, hey, I'll take your trash out to the curb every week for $8. And of course, a lot of times people miss putting their trash out because there's a holiday or something happened. And that's so frustrating when that happens. So he's like, I keep track of when the trash is going to be picked up, and I make sure it's out on the right day every week, and I charge $8 a month. Do you want to sign up? And he said almost everyone in his neighborhood said yeah, because it's $8 and it's a chore no one likes to do. So just take 300 houses times $8, and that's quite a bit of money a month. Now, I thought if I was doing it, I probably would not do $8 a month. I would do 10 or 12, because what's the difference between $8 a month or $12 a month? For me, it wouldn't change my mind if I was going to pay for that service. And so I thought, you're probably undercharging a little bit. But, he had hit his sweet spot of $8 a month, $2 a week to wheel your trash out. Not have to think about it, not have to worry about it, not have to get dirty, not have to keep track of the days. And he said, I'm thinking about quitting my job and going around to other neighborhoods. And why wouldn't you? And if you got people set up on a reoccurring payment plan, just that money comes out of their checking account and into your checking account. They don't have to write a check, don't have to remember to pay you. How simple and easy is that? And what was really interesting about it is he said it took him about 2 hours. So each week he spent about 2 hours. He would get up 2 hours early and go and run the neighborhood and get all of his neighbors' trash out there. So it didn't take very much time. So think about it. This guy is making $2,400 a month, more or less, on his 300 houses at $8 a house. Spending 2 hours a week, he said. So that's 8 hours. He's making $300 an hour for carrying out trash. Now, see, that's brilliant, because he saw a need, he priced it inexpensive enough that people were willing to do it, and making a ton of money. I mean, that is really, really smart. So I'm too old to do that, but maybe you can go out and do it. I'm sure there's a need all over this country. If you just went to the, neighborhoods that were perhaps a little bit more upscale, I bet no one would say no to $8 a month to take out their trash and keep track of all of that. So anyway, that's my side hustle idea for this week. And what else is going on here? Well, as I mentioned, our next door neighbors, our friends are moving away. We're super sad about it. And, but we'll have new neighbors. I'm sure we'll make friends with them also. And these are people that I know I will be forever friends with. And we've already got plans to get together and meet up. So we will be friends for a long, long time. And we call him Uncle Tim. And this is how close we are. My son asked his son, who's 4, he said, "Do you know who Nana's sister is?" And he said, "Yeah, Karen." Well, that's our friend. I have a sister, but her name's not Karen. And I told my sister, "You're gonna have to step it up." She lives out in California, so my kids only see her 2 or 3 times a year, my kids and grandkids. So they see Karen and Tim all the time, and you've seen them in my videos too, because we spend so much time together. And so last night when we had our going away dinner, Uncle Tim is what the grandkids call him. He had them down in the creek fishing for crawdads and catching frogs and exploring and looking for rocks and bones. I don't know what all they were doing down there, but they had a really good time, and we're gonna miss them so, so much. Watch out for my snake down there.
Man, look, you guys. He goes, I said, "This is nature." He goes, "Nature's gross."
So close. Oh, you got one. Leave on Thursday for Branson. And we will be down in Branson for a conference for about 4 days. And I don't have to go to the conference, so it's great. Just John Wayne has to go. And while he's at his conference, I might explore a little. Maybe I'll make some videos. Who knows? I might just stay in the hotel room and sleep. That is sounding pretty good too. Watch for future videos. I'll keep you informed as to what's going on. And put down your ideas for saving money or making money. We will share our ideas and learn from each other ways to save money. And I've given you some of my ideas. Now you give me some of your ideas. Don't be stingy. I will see you soon. Have a great week and go out there and save some money.